Biggest football fiesta will kick off December 21 in the North African country of Morocco, and 24 top sides from the continent will slug it out for the big title. And for the host, it's their chance to win the first title since 1976. They got to the World Cup semi-finals in 2022 right there in Qatar. But the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, and also defending champions Les Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire will have a huge say if Morocco and win this first title in almost 50 years. Welcome to our tournament preview that features Olawale Adigo, that's my name, and also I've got Chuma, Nnoli, and also Timi Oweye on this preview. How you doing, guys?
Very good, Wale. Good to be here.
Thank you for having us, man.
All right, don't forget the format stays the same, and it's still 24 teams, 6 groups. There will be best losers that will proceed to the knockouts. So nothing has changed from the previous one that we did enjoy in Cote d'Ivoire. But let's talk about the host, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Interestingly, the name of the mascot is called Assad, which is also a name of one of the players who will probably be getting at the AFCON, the Carthage of Eagles. It's one player to watch out for, Assad. So that's an interesting fact in there. But Chuma, the host got to the World Cup semi-finals in 2022, and that has brought a lot of attention. But they've also lived up to it, right? But do you think that adds an extra layer of pressure on them?
It does, but sometimes, that pressure leads you to the treasure, as the case is for this Moroccan side. We expected that much too in AFCON 2023 that took place in 2024, and we saw them knocked out despite being still fresher from that World Cup experience as at that time. But that's been consistent. We've seen them in the World Cup qualifying series. This team considered just 2 goals. They were unblemished when it came to victories in the World Cup qualifiers, and they've also been able to prove their mettle in different facets of the game. They can brag about having the best player in Africa right now in Achraf Hakimi too, and there's been consistency as to the leadership of the team too. That's something that will work. The same coach who took them to the exploit in Qatar 3 years ago is the man who's still in charge of the side. All of these things will play out in their favor. They are hosts as well, and we know the conversations that have been on social media after the CAF Awards as to CAF and Morocco. I'm not going to say more than that, but all of these things play out in their favor too. We're going to be seeing a bit of lesser lights, which is something I don't buy into, against opposition sides too.
All right, don't forget that the hosts are in Group A that features Comoros. It's also got the Eagles of Mali and also the Chipolopolo of Zambia, who are champions from 2012. But still on the champions, just quickly, Timi, how good is this Moroccan side?
Well, they are very good. They are very good because you check out how they qualify for the World Cup. 8 games, 8 wins, scoring plenty of goals. Tells you a lot about this Moroccan side. They have quality players. Achraf Hakimi playing for PSG, Brahim Diaz playing for Real Madrid. They have explosive players who can turn games around for them. And like we said, they are hosting this game more or less because Guinea could not host. And so more or less, they will look at it and say, hey, we have the opportunity to win this competition just at our backyard. The last time they won was in the 70s, Olawale. I wasn't even born then. And I'm very sure a generation of Moroccan fans didn't see that Nations Cup, didn't see Morocco hoist or lift up the trophy itself. So in all of this, you just have this feeling that they will be gearing to want to win this at home. I think the last Nations Cup in Ivory Coast, it was just surprising that they lost in
South Africa.
It was really surprising because they really played well. But I think they'll be giving this one a shot. I expect them to go as far as the finals, and I expect them to even win this tournament.
So definitely, Chuma, Morocco are one of the teams to beat. Who are the other teams you're tipping to have a go at the title?
I think looking at the last set of editions of the AFCON, Algeria champions in 2019. Algeria also one of those North African teams that's qualified for the biggest of stages next year in USA, Mexico, and Canada. Surely Cote d'Ivoire too, a side who were lucky enough to finish 3rd in the group and then somehow still went all the way to win. They had a fantastic record in the World Cup qualifying series as well, which is the most recent set of matches we can use to judge African teams. Cote d'Ivoire did not consider goal in the qualifying series for the World Cup. That's huge. And for a team to be so blessed with talents that they're not carrying Nicolas Pepe to this tournament, it just shows you the kind of brilliance Adingra is not going into, which is a bit of a surprise. So that's going to be Cote d'Ivoire for me. Senegal, surely there's been consistency around that national team, and I will be forced to mention Nigeria's Super Eagles because of the talent we have individually. As a team, I'm not yet sure of the Super Eagles, but they will be in the conversation too.
Now, Timmy, what about you?
Definitely, I will start from where Chuma stopped. Definitely, Nigeria has to be in there. You look at Nigeria, every tournament apart from maybe 2006, they've always got. I mean, maybe 2008 too. They've always got into the semi-finals of the competition. So it's definitely Nigeria, one of the teams to watch out for. Like I said, Morocco will be in there. Never ever rule out the Algerians because they can also be very tricky. They've been out in the doldrums for a while.
Fun fact about the Algerians: they are unbeaten in the last 3 group stage edition of the AFCON. They've never lost in the group stages.
It tells you a lot. They won it in 2019. They didn't do well in 2023. The one they hosted in 2024. But in all of this, you just have to look at it and say, hey, Algerians will be in there. Egypt, let's not forget Mo Salah is having some issues right now at Liverpool, but he want to prove himself again. He want to tell the world that, hey, even though I'm having issues with Liverpool, I want to make my country proud.
In what state of mind do you think Mo Salah goes into the AFCON? We know that things are not going right. Let me stick with you in that before we talk about dark horses and wrap things up. In what state of mind? That we've seen how the Egyptian teammates have rallied behind him, saying he's our leader, we're backing him, whatever's happening in Liverpool, Salah is Salah, and nothing changes that. But for the player himself, don't you think he goes to the AFCON needing to prove himself to Egypt? Remember, Jamie Carragher said, for all you've done, you've never won the AFCON with Egypt.
Yeah, I think that will be something at the back of his mind, especially those words from Carragher, knowing that he's not done much for the Egyptian national team. But you look at it critically, this Egyptian side, he's always been the one that has carried them all the way through. The 2018 World Cup, they couldn't do anything much because he was injured before that tournament. Even the Nations Cup that they got to the final, you always see that Mo Salah has always been an instrumental player for the Egyptian national team. The only problem here is just the fact that they don't always have the edge, that finishing touch to them lifting the trophy. So I feel that going into this tournament, I don't think he has anything to prove. This is a man who has won titles, who has scored goals, who has done plenty of assists. He was the MVP from last season. He had clubs knocking at his door even after the season that he had with Liverpool. I don't think he has anything to prove. What he needs to just go and do for Egypt at this point in time, have a good showing at the Nations Cup, and maybe a better club might just come for him.
So do you think that Salah Chuma has produced a statement moment with Egypt, or he needs one at this AFCON?
I think for me it's even more, it's beyond just trying to prove to guys in Liverpool or Carragher that he's that good. I think it's a case of him proving to himself and his countrymen that he's a legend of the game in that territory. Yeah, because for every time we hail Nwankwo Kanu, we talk about the fact that sadly he did not win the Nations Cup with Nigeria. And that's one bragging right Mikel Obi has had over him, that he won the AFCON beyond all of the continental glory at European football level. And for Salah, that's it. Final 2017, final 2021, Senegal stopped them back then. So, and he knows he's in his 30s now. So the pressure on him is, I would like to win the AFCON for myself and my country. I think that's more of it. It's like Didier Drogba, who did not win with Cote d'Ivoire, than trying to prove any point in Liverpool.
All right, so I mean, we're done with the title favourites. What are your dark horses, Chuma?
Uganda comes to my mind, not to win the title,
Cranes.
but but they come to my mind, maybe not to win the title, but as a side who will go far in the competition. Sometimes you look at them and think that they don't have enough quality. But I've seen this team, 10 matches in the World Cup qualifying series, 6 wins, 4 defeats, amassed even more points than Nigeria's Super Eagles, even though they were in different groups. And they come into a group where you think, even if you're not top 2, you finish third, you can still qualify as one of the top 3 teams, and anything is possible when you get to the knockout rounds. After all said and done, Nigeria was so perfect in 2021, winning all 3 group games, including beating Egypt, only to lose to Tunisia, who finished third in their group. So there's that opportunity for Uganda. And then I'll just throw in DR Congo, semi-finalist last time out.
Yeah.
Now they're about to go to the World Cup. Yeah. Uganda and DR Congo for me.
Uganda, DR Congo, that's some East African flavor to it, sort of. But for Timmy, are you going West African?
Yeah, I will go for Mali first. Definitely, you have to look at them critically. They
perennial underachievers, right?
They are always doing so much in the group stages. They will play so well. But at the time when you need them most, they just tend to fizzle out in the knockout stage. I think I will still pick them as one of my dark horses for this Nations Cup. Let's not forget Burkina Faso. They have some very good players at this point in time. Breton Traore, who is playing for Sunderland. And they also have another player, I can't remember his name right. But you just have this feeling that Burkina Faso might also just be in there. Remember the last Nations Cup Nigeria won? They got to the finals. It was Nigeria that edged them. And definitely I have to say DR Congo. Hey, who can just not look at DR Congo? Sébastien Desabre. He's done so much for African football. I wanted to have him as the Super Eagles coach. I would have loved it, but then it didn't happen. So for my dark horses, Mali, Burkina Faso, and definitely DR Congo.
Sébastien Desabre is on his 12th stint or 12th job in Africa. He knows the continent like the back of his hands. He's managed with that Casablanca. He's managed Lobola.
He looks like the Claude Leroy
Yeah, it's like a Claude Leroy, right? It's like Claude Leroy. And talk about Claude Leroy. He says he doesn't believe the Super Eagles have got what it takes to win the AFCON. He believes that our firepower up front is not convincing. He said if you score 20 goals in World Cup qualifying in 12 matches, you should be doing better.
Yeah.
And for that reason, he's not convinced about Nigeria's chances. So sad. But before we wrap up this preview, guys, I want to put you on the spot. Who is winning AFCON 2025? Chuma, you go first.
Do we have just one option or two?
You have one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Why not finalists?
Okay.
Okay, let me make it easier. Let me make it easier.
Okay, finalists. Morocco will be in the final, and Nigeria because I'm Nigerian, but Morocco.
Do you agree with him?
Yeah. I think I will toe his line. Morocco definitely should win this competition. But then for the other finalists, I'll be looking at DR Congo.
All right, some interesting picks from the guys on our tournament preview for AFCON 2025. It begins on the 21st of December when the host Morocco take on Comoros, who have named them a fully foreign-based team for the Africa Cup of Nations. Do well to enjoy the tournament, and it's dirty December. It means that you can have fun, celebrate Christmas, and also enjoy the very best of African football. It's a wrap from us right here. It is one continent, one title. Spirit champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco! 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco! 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
The game, it was chaos. Before the game, they didn't allow someone to go in the stadium. The police, they blocked everyone, even people with tickets. They couldn't enter in the stadium because there was a crowd of people who didn't have a ticket and who were allowed to come in. So it was. My wife said this morning she was afraid because my grandchildren were there also. She was afraid in that crowd. So the organization on that is not good. It's not good, but yeah, you see that, and this is something that I feel also. I don't feel the same vibe what I felt in Ivory Coast and what I felt in Gabon. There's no, I don't know how to explain it, but you know, in Ivory Coast and in Gabon, every second of the tournament, you felt that you were in a tournament, and the people when we went with the bus to train, the people were waving and they were with flags and you see nothing.
The real AFCON.
So I don't know, but yeah, there is no vibe. There is no typical AFCON vibe. I don't feel them here. Really, it's cool. It's okay. We play the game and the nice stadiums and everything you want. And you see, if they don't let the people free in the stadium, there is nobody. Nobody is coming to watch the game. South Africa, Zimbabwe. Nobody came to see the game South Africa, Angola. In Ivory Coast, well, okay, first game was Mali, but Tunisia and Namibia. There was crowd in the stadiums. They were involved. The people was involved in the tournament. I don't feel that here.
Hosted to win it. There's only one continent to focus on and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to Yala!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to Yala. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to Yala!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title. Africa's biggest football fiesta will kick off December 21 in the North African country of Morocco, and 24 top sides from the continent will slug it out for the big title. And for the host, it's their chance to win the first title since 1976. They got to the World Cup semi-finals in 2022 right there in Qatar. But the Super Eagles of Nigeria, the Teranga Lions of Senegal, and also defending champions Les Elephants of Côte d'Ivoire will have a huge say if Morocco can go ahead and win this first title in almost 50 years. Welcome to our tournament preview that features Olawale Adigo, that's my name, and also I've got Chuma, Nnoli, and also Timi Oweye on this preview. How you doing, guys?
Very good,
great.
Wale. Good to be here.
Thank you for having us, man.
All right, don't forget the format stays the same, and it's still 24 teams, 6 groups. There will be best losers. I will proceed to the knockouts. So nothing has changed from the previous one that we did enjoy in Côte d'Ivoire. But let's talk about the host, the Atlas Lions of Morocco. Interestingly, the name of the mascot is called Assad, which is also the name of one of the players who will probably be getting at the AFCON, the Carthage of Eagles. It's one player to watch out for, Assad. So that's an interesting fact in there. But Chuma, the host got to the World Cup semi-finals in 2022, and that has brought a lot of attention. But they've also lived up to it, right? But do you think that adds an extra layer of pressure on them?
It does, but sometimes, that pressure leads you to the treasure, as the case is for this Moroccan side. We expected that much too in AFCON 2023 that took place in 2024, and we saw them knocked out despite being still fresher from that World Cup experience as at that time. But that's been consistent. We've seen them in the World Cup qualifying series. This team considered just 2 goals. They were unblemished when it came to victories in the World Cup qualifiers, and they've also been able to prove their mettle in different facets of the game. They can brag about having the best player in Africa right now in Achraf Hakimi too, and there's been consistency as to the leadership of the team too. That's something that will work. The same coach who took them to the exploit in Qatar 3 years ago is the man who's still in charge of the side. All of these things will play out in their favor. They are hosts as well, and we know the conversations that have been on social media after the CAF Awards as to CAF and Morocco. I'm not going to say more than that, but all of these things play out in their favor too. We're going to be seeing a bit of lesser lights, which is something I don't buy into, against opposition sides too.
All right, don't forget that the hosts are in Group A that features Comoros. It's also got the Eagles of Mali and also the Chipolopolo of Zambia, who are champions from 2012. But still on the champions, just quickly, Timi, how good is this Moroccan side?
Olali, they are very good. They are very good because you check out how they qualify for the World Cup. 8 games, 8 wins, scoring plenty of goals. Tells you a lot about this Moroccan side. They have quality players. Ashraf Hakimi playing for PSG, Brahim Diaz playing for Real Madrid. They have explosive players who can turn games around for them. And like we said, they are hosting this game more or less because Guinea could not host. And so more or less, they will look at it and say, hey, we have the opportunity to win this competition just at our backyard. The last time they won was in the 70s, Olali. I wasn't even born then. And I'm very sure a generation of Moroccan fans didn't see that Nations Cup, didn't see Morocco hoist or lift up the trophy itself. So in all of this, you just have this feeling that they will be gearing to want to win this at home. I think the last Nations Cup in Ivory Coast, it was just surprising that they lost in
South
round.
Africa.
It was really surprising because they really played well. But I think they'll be giving this one a shot. I expect them to go as far as the finals, and I expect them to even win this tournament.
So definitely, Chuma, Morocco are one of the teams to beat. Two are the other teams you're tipping to have a go at the title?
I think looking at the last set of editions of the AFCON, Algeria champions in 2019. Algeria also one of those North African teams that's qualified for the biggest of stages next year in USA, Mexico, and Canada. Surely Cote d'Ivoire too, a side who were lucky enough to finish third in the group and then somehow still went all the way to win. They had a fantastic record in the World Cup qualifying series as well, which is the most recent set of matches we can use to judge African teams. Cote d'Ivoire did not concede a goal in the qualifying series for the World Cup. That's huge. And for a team to be so blessed with talents that they're not carrying Nicolas Pepe to this tournament, it just shows you the kind of brilliance Adingra is not going into, which is a bit of a surprise. So that's going to be Cote d'Ivoire for me. Senegal, surely there's been consistency around that national team, and I will be forced to mention Nigeria's Super Eagles because of the talent we have individually. As a team, I'm not yet sure of the Super Eagles, but they'll be in the conversation too.
Now, Timmy, what about you?
Definitely, I will start from where Chuma stopped. Definitely, Nigeria has to be in there. You look at Nigeria, every tournament apart from maybe 2006, they've always got, I mean, maybe 2008 too, they've always got into the semi-finals of the competition. So it's definitely Nigeria, one of the teams to watch out for. Like I said, Morocco will be in there. Never ever rule out the Algerians because they can also be very tricky. They've been out in the doldrums for a while.
Fun fact about the Algerians, they are unbeaten in the last 3 group stage edition of the AFCON. They've never lost in the group stages.
It tells you a lot. They won it in 2019. They didn't do well in 2023, the one they hosted in 2024. But in all of this, you just have to look at it and say, hey, Algerians will be in there. Egypt, let's not forget Mo Salah is having some issues right now at Liverpool, but he want to prove himself again. He want to tell the world that, hey, even though I'm having issues with Liverpool, I want to make my country proud.
In what state of mind do you think Mo Salah goes into the AFCON? We know that things are not going right. Let me stick with you in that before we talk about dark horses and wrap things up. In what state of mind that we've seen how the Egyptian teammates have rallied behind him, saying he's our leader, we're backing him, whatever's happening in Liverpool, Salah is Salah, and nothing changes that. But for the player himself, don't you think he goes to the AFCON needing to prove himself to Egypt? Remember, Jamie Carragher said, for all you've done, you've never won the AFCON with Egypt.
Yeah, I think that would be something at the back of his mind, especially those words from Carragher, knowing that he's not done much for the Egyptian national team. But you look at it critically, this Egyptian side, he's always been the one that has carried them all the way through. A 2018 World Cup, they couldn't do anything much because he was injured before that tournament. Even the Nations Cup that they got to the final, you always see that Mo Salah has always been an instrumental player for the Egyptian national team. The only problem here is just the fact that they don't always have the edge, that finishing touch to them lifting the trophy. So I feel that going into this tournament, I don't think he has anything to prove. This is a man who has won titles, who has scored goals, who has done plenty of assists. He was the MVP from last season. He had clubs knocking at his door even after the season that he had with Liverpool. I don't think he has anything to prove. What he needs to just go and do for Egypt at this point in time, have a good showing at the Nations Cup, and maybe a better club might just come for him.
So do you think that Salah Chuma has produced a statement moment with Egypt, or he needs one at this AFCON?
I think for me it's beyond just trying to prove to guys in Liverpool or Carragher that he's that good. I think it's a case of him proving to himself and his countrymen that he's a legend of the game in that territory. Because For every time we hail Nwankwo Kanu, we talk about the fact that sadly he did not win the Nations Cup with Nigeria. And that's one bragging right Mikel Obi has had over him, that he won the AFCON beyond all of the continental glory at European football level. And for Salah, that's it. Final 2017, final 2021, Senegal stopped them back then. So, and he knows he's in his 30s now. So the pressure on him is, I would like to win the AFCON for myself and my country. I think that's more of it. It's like Didier Drogba, who did not win with Cote d'Ivoire, than trying to prove any point in Liverpool.
All right, so I mean, we're done with the title favourites. What are your dark horses, Chuma?
Uganda comes to my mind, not to win the title,
Cranes.
but they come to my mind, maybe not to win the title, but as a side who will go far in the competition. Sometimes you look at them and think that they don't have enough quality. But I've seen this team, 10 matches in the World Cup qualifying series, 6 wins, 4 defeats, amassed even more points than Nigeria's Super Eagles, even though they were in different groups. And they come into a group where you think, even if you're not top 2, you finish third, you can still qualify as one of the top 3 teams, and anything is possible when you get to the knockout rounds. After all said and done, Nigeria was so perfect in 2021, winning all 3 group games, including beating Egypt, only to lose to Tunisia, who finished third in their group. So there's that opportunity for Uganda. And then I'll just throw in DR Congo, semi-finalist last time out. Now they're about to go to the World Cup. Uganda and DR Congo for me.
Uganda, DR Congo, that's some East African flavor to it, sort of. But for Timmy, are you going West African?
Yeah, I will go for Mali first. Definitely, you have to look at them critically. They
perennial underachievers, right?
They are always doing so much in the group stages. They will play so well. But at the time when you need them most, they just tend to fizzle out in the knockout stage. I think I will still pick them as one of my dark horses for this Nations Cup. Let's not forget Burkina Faso. They have some very good players at this point in time. Breton Traore, who is playing for Sunderland, and they also have another player, I can't remember his name right, but you just have this feeling that Burkina Faso might also just be in there. Remember the last Nations Cup Nigeria won, they got to the finals. It was Nigeria that edged them. And definitely I have to say DR Congo. Hey, who can just not look at DR Congo? Sébastien Desabre. He's done so much for African football. I wanted to have him as the Super Eagles coach. I would have loved it, but then it didn't happen. So for my dark horses, Mali, Burkina Faso, and definitely DR Congo.
Sébastien Desabre is on his 12th stint or 12th job in Africa. He knows the continent like the back of his hand. He's managed with that Casablanca. He's managed Lobola.
He looks like Claude Leroy.
Yeah, it's like a Claude Leroy, right? Claude Leroy. And talk about Claude Leroy. He says he doesn't believe the Super Eagles have got what it takes to win the AFCON. He believes that our firepower up front is not convincing. He said if you score 20 goals in World Cup qualifying in 12 matches, you should be doing better. And for that reason, he's not convinced about Nigeria's chances. So sad. But before we wrap up this preview, guys, I want to put you on the spot. Who is winning AFCON 2025? Chuma, you go first.
Do we have just one option or two?
You have one.
Just one.
Yeah.
Why not finalists?
Okay.
Okay. Let me make it easier.
Okay, finalists. Morocco will be in the final, and Nigeria because I'm Nigerian, but Morocco.
Do you agree with him?
Yeah. I think I will toe his line. Morocco definitely should win this competition, but then for the other finalists, I'll be looking at DR Congo.
All right, some interesting picks from the guys on our tournament preview for AFCON 2025. It begins on the 21st of December when the host Morocco take on Comoros, who have named them a fully foreign-based team for the Africa Cup of Nations. Do well to enjoy the tournament, and it's Dirty December. It means that you can have fun, celebrate Christmas, and also enjoy the very best of African football. It's a wrap from us right here. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosted to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The
Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Hi, welcome. If you just did stumble on your screen, welcome as we get ready to enjoy the Rumble. I assure you we're not having the cost to grumble because we certainly are too humble to fumble right here on this platform that cannot crumble. vivxsports bringing to you coverage of the Africa Cup of Nations for 2025, even if we're into 2026 right now. It's Morocco with all the action, and we're looking forward to even more tantalizing drama unfolding this evening. 2 heavyweights of African football, 2 sides who have won the Continental Trophy in the past, 5-time champions Cameroon against the 1996 winners South Africa. And the action will unfold in Rabat, El Medina Stadium. That's where things should be activated. My name is Chuma Nnoli, and I'm privileged, I'm humbled, I'm honored to be by the side of a massive legend that she is multiple-time winner for Nigeria as to the Women's Africa Cup of Nations title, top scorer in that competition in the past year, and a lady that flew her flag across some of the biggest women's football clubs around the world. The one, the only Desire Oparanozie. Welcome, Desire. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
Happy AFCON 2025.
Happy AFCON.
And then Happy New Year, just to back it up.
It's going to be a great year.
Yeah, it should be by the grace of God, man. It's very important for all of us. And it's also a big year too for your ladies. You know, we'll have the AFCON later in 2026. Indeed.
Soon, though.
Yes.
In March.
Soon, now very soon. Yeah. So we're still marching on, by the way, in AFCON, before we march into the month of March for AFCON. This one involving high-profile sides, the indomitable lions of Cameroon against Bafana of South Africa. I was telling you off camera, that as a Nigerian, if I were to bring out the beef side of me, the rivalry and banter side of me, it feels like I don't mind. Whoever loses this match is not a problem because these are two of Nigeria's biggest rivals in football in the last 30, 40 years. Cameroon, older rivals, South Africa in recent years.
Yeah, of course. I mean, regardless of who comes out of it. I mean, Cameroon need to work their way into making sure that, I mean, they don't get hold of the ball more than they have it.
Desire, this is beautiful football. Mudau is coming forward again for South Africa. My word, are they clicking the right buttons now? Mudau falls. Apoli still has it though. Squares it through. Cameroon will clear out. Back to the man who plays for Mamelodi Sundowns, Mudau. He'll bring in a teammate. And my word, they're making Cameroon feel like it's a training ground experience for South Africa here. With these passes, they want to come out tops in different classes. They're here to serve the masses. And they sure are doing that in the right way at this time. Bafana. Mudau with Mokoena. Opening up on this right side is surely that man Mudau. Doesn't mind with the overlapping runs where required. It's Brian Buemo who's been forced to chase the ball. They've starved him of anything in this match so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've not really seen him in this game.
The 26-year-old.
He's barely made contact to the ball.
I'm telling you.
And 17 minutes gone. So South Africa have done really well in keeping the ball.
Very, very well, South Africa. Brilliant football being showcased by them. But the thing about football sometimes is if you don't take advantage when you have the momentum, you could be punished for it. Goalkeeper Ipasi with the possession for Cameroon now. Long ball by Ipasi towards the halfway stage of the pitch. Again, Cameroon attacking from right to left. Green top on the red shirt and yellow socks. And South Africa playing from left to right. All white outfit. Apolis brings in Mudau on this near side. That's the right hand side of attack. Mudau go back to Mokoena around that centre circle area, South Africa. My word, have they really enjoyed holding on to this possession for as long as possible. Now is the turn of their goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. Another of those great stars featuring in the PSL. That's the Premier Soccer League in South Africa. The referee has halted play. I'm not too sure what the problem is here. In the 18th minute, he's calling somebody. So we have a Cameroonian player that's down. Feels like it was an off-the-ball incident. We're going to have Costi watch the replay again shortly. That's the man, Yongwa. He's acting like he's dazed a bit.
Yeah,
Hope he's good, Yongwa.
I don't know. Looks like he's feeling dizzy or something.
Yeah. Just going to watch and see if we can find where he fell. Instead, we're watching the replay of when he passed. He came out to get to the ball before Lau forced out South Africa. Really have caught Cameroon off guard a few times in this, and while the Cameroonian player has been treated, Ronwen Williams is speaking to his teammates, and some of the Cameroonian stars have gone to the towards the bench to hear from their manager, Sir David Pago. Cameroon have had different managers since Hugo Bruce led them to win the AFCON. There's also been Rigobert Song who came through as well too.
Song was his successful.
Right. Trying to remember right. I think yes, that should have been the case.
Yeah.
But now Cameroon are singing a different song under a new manager. Failed to qualify for the World Cup. The team with the most appearance at the World Cup from Africa, Mudau. They have the ball right now, South Africa. Continue from where they stop as to passing the ball around. It's Mokoena who has it now. He'll drift wide towards that left-hand channel. Back to Mokoena. The right side. Now he'll go towards the path of Mudau. The Mamelodi Sundowns man squares the ball through. Cleared out by Cameroon. Throwing for South Africa in the 20th minute of this one. Yongwa is now back on the pitch. Apparently he's been able to shake off any issues he had when he fell. And so Mudau is set to take this throwing. We'll launch it backwards to a man who's quite a hard worker for South Africa in this one. A man who's certainly trying to add his quota to the attacking moves. Long ball towards the right side again to bring in Mudau. Lovely first touch by Mudau, but looks like he was impeded. Referee says play on though. Just when I thought South Africa would get a free kick, it's Cameroon who have the ball. And South Africa defend again. So halfway throwing, Namaso with the final touch. Throwing this will be for Bafana. That was some lovely control by Mudau. As much as he felt like his fall was soft. Why are they? Oh wow, Yongwa has been taken off. He cannot continue anymore. So we've seen a substitution so early. Nagida has come in for Yongwa in the 21st minute of this. That means there was some serious problem with the man.
Yeah, it has to be very serious, but we're unclear. We're not sure what the reason is, but I mean, I guess he couldn't continue, and it was perhaps the best decision to get him off the field.
Well, health is priority before you talk about anything else, until I think they want to be sure that he doesn't aggravate any issues that he may be facing here. Cameroon will see Mudau come back to defend for South Africa. This guy is good, man. Does it time and time again, Mudau.
Yes, that's
Nagida
it.
has to be careful. He may get a yellow card from the referee. I think the referee is a nice guy. So the referee just says, calm down. So the referee gave a throw-in to South Africa, and then Nagida just carries the ball and then bounces it. In some other leagues or somewhere else, that could have been a yellow card for the Cameroon man.
Straight yellow.
Yeah, because that's decent.
Of course. Of course.
This referee is a nice guy. The referee just told him.
Perhaps he's not going to get away with it the next one.
Right. So it's Ngazana now set to take the throwing for South Africa on the near side. That's the right hand side of defending. And Bafana. Well, would love to switch to the far side in attack, but Spain intercepted by the hard work coming through from this Cameroonian side. 22 minutes played so far. Neo. Brian Buemo. I've not called his name too often. Quick 1-2 now. Buemo will come forward from that right hand channel. Buemo twisting and turning. Drifts towards the center. 3 players around him. The man tries to launch across. It's rebuffed. He will have the ball again. The 26-year-old. Well, he was just overcrowded there by defenders and opted to let it fly to his teammates. That could have opened the door for something more beautiful here for Cameroon. This game is opening up, isn't it? Kofane also searching for an opportunity to have a shot on goal. That's Freddie White to the left-hand side. Namaso wouldn't mind walking hard from this territory. Well, this is going to be genuinely another chance for South Africa to just kill whatever drama momentum that Cameroon had or thought they had going for them. Ayom, with what felt like a cross that counted for nothing. So it's out for a goal kick for South Africa. And some of the fans from Cameroon are excited to see themselves on the big screen in the stadium. So the rest of us watch them from across the African continent.
Well, so far it looks like Cameroon are playing themselves back into the game. It's really exciting to see, one or two moves from them transitioning forward, and it's quite interesting.
It is, as Rowan Williams has the ball again. I'm going to go to your comments. Thank you so much. Always nice to have you join us. You can let us know where you're watching us from too. And let's give you some special shout outs tonight. So you watch this big game involving 2 massive sides from the African continent. 6 AFCON titles on display if you add the success story of these 2 nations. 5 for Cameroon, whose most recent crown came in 2017, and 1 for South Africa, whose victory came in 1996. At Fumlani Nchunu says, game on. Indeed. Names out South African. Nice to have you join us. Also this one from Justad Ladia says South Africa will win the AFCON. That's a bold statement from you.
Well, it's a possibility.
Right.
It is. Right now you really can't write off any team, really.
In your days playing for the Super Falcons, Desire Oparanozie, I'm sure you guys met South Africa several times, right?
Yeah, of course. Even I think my very first AFCON trophy, it was in South Africa, and we got to play against South Africa on their home soil. It was a very tough game, really.
Incredible stuff. History between these 2 nations, beyond the men's game, the women's game too, and just trigger some lovely emotions when we see South Africa in action in any match. And same with Cameroon too. 2 nations that have given Nigeria their own fair share of heartbreaks and also lost to the Super Eagles or the Super Falcons in the past. And women's and men's football. Attacks, 13 for South Africa, 10 for Cameroon. Cameroon have the ball now. And I'm just going to be reading more of your comments. Biki Selo says SA starting 11 is not convincing. Oh wow, are you serious? Ayabonga Nshangazi, I hope I'm not having to murder your names. Thank you for joining us. Says nice. Nice, it's great to have you connected to this one. To Sam _Mabasu says Cool, we'll wait. Thank you for streaming. Sam, we appreciate your patience and kind words as well. Beautiful. Let us know where you're watching us from if you can. I'll be giving you some serious hailing here. This one from Otusi Sholo says, game over, game over, game over, game over. And at Busiso Teen says, I believe in South Africa, they will win this game. Ratiowe 2233 just gives us the South African flag in 3 places. So it's beautiful. The South Africans are really enjoying this one tonight, and they'll have a chance again with our police from this right hand side. Cameroon putting bodies on the line to stop that from getting to their goalkeeper, Ipasi. Now Brian Mbeumo will have it for the indomitable Lions. Mbeumo let it fly towards this left hand side of attack for the 5-time African champions. Well, Cameroon have Mbeumo again. He can try to be the orchestrator in chief for them in this. And how much longer will they wait to satisfy their fans' hunger in a game where the two sides are battling to show who is stronger? And this is more of the fans coming into the stadium to watch the action in Rabat. So they hope to join the other 3 teams that have progressed to the quarterfinals already in Senegal, Mali and Morocco. It'll just be a corner kick for South Africa. I'm going to confirm that shortly. Oi throwing instead, one of the above.
I think it's a corner kick.
Oh wow. Yeah, apparently the final ball, final touch coming off the body of Malone. That moment he was alone. So throwing for South Africa, corner kick for South Africa I should say. Ratone will be taking this one from the left hand side of attack. Will it be an in-swinger or an out-swinger? I think he will let the ball slide to a teammate. And Lars Foster is one of those in the penalty area of the indomitable Lions. Our police will be taking this corner kick. Player on jersey number 7 for Bafana. Our police has his hand in the air, shot his teammates already. Launches the ball through now. And he gets towards the center, but Cameroon have headed out. Brian Mbeumo has it now for them. And it's on this near side. That's the left hand side of defending for the team on green and red with the yellow socks. Mbeumo again, quick 1-2 with his man. Now it's going to be Namaso, who spreads it wide from the left side towards the right. Tonight Cameroon want to get it right. For a bit they want to at least just calm their nerves, because they know it's been a game, Desire, where it's been more of South Africa. So now Cameroon have the ball. All they are doing is just let's pass it around and calm the pace of this game.
Yeah, and which is very necessary in a game of this caliber. Sometimes you try to cool down the game and cool the tempo and everything. And I think it's good that they are doing it.
It is good, but what Namaso just did is not good. So he, having fouled Mokwena, has considered a free kick for South Africa. Namaso of Cameroon, the guilty party. So watch again that corner kick and how it was cleared by the indomitable Lions. So free kick for Bafana in the half of the Southern African nation. And that back 3 look now can just caress this a bit more. It's a game that has given us a few chances, more so for the 1996 African champions. But still no goal to report to you as the ball returns all the way to goalkeeper Ipasi. Yes, president of the Confederation of African Football, Mutsepe. He's South African, but as far as this game is concerned, he'll have to act neutral, of course. He's the #1 man in football on our continent.
Is he really neutral?
Officially, he will have to be, but in his heart, he knows where his heart lies. Interesting stuff this is, and it's a beauty, isn't it? Cameroon also did have a CAF president who was there for over 2 decades, Issa Hayatou, from 1988 until the mid-2010s. And this will be Cameroon now, launching forward. There's been accusations in the past, for example, when Cameroon beat Nigeria in the AFCON final in 1988, some people thought that is because they had a CAF president, and that's why officiating was not in favour of the Super Eagles. I was not here, Desire was not here, we didn't see the game, but we've heard the stories from the 1988 experience.
Wow.
This is Mokoena, takes the ball back for Bafana. And just know the South Africans surely love their football. Ball back to Ronwen Williams. Most popular sports in that country being football and rugby. South Africa are world rugby champions. And Desire is how they also find time to brand, you know, these sports in those countries, as we see a yellow card shown to Ngezana of South Africa. That should be the second yellow card of this game. One was shown to Nuhutolo of Cameroon earlier. Now it's Ngezana of South Africa. So one yellow card apiece for the two sides that are not still at peace with themselves now. Oh, that was a string arm really from Ngezana. It was unnecessary. He just pushed the face of Namaso of Cameroon. I think he was worthy of the yellow card.
He was.
Speaking about branding, design, and as we see Samuel Eto'o's legend of Cameroonian game, a man who won the Africa Cup of Nations title twice in Ghana, Nigeria 2000, where they beat the Super Eagles in the final through penalty kicks, and in Mali 2002 when they beat Senegal in the final. These days he's the president of the Cameroonian Football Federation, was re-elected just a few months back for another 4-year term or something like that. 4-year term. Free kick for Cameroon will be taken by Brian Mbeumo. Will be an indirect one of these from over 35 yards out. Mbeumo sets to take it with his left foot. The man launches that one forward and he goes towards the far post, but a header from Mbokazi should see what should turn out to be, I think. Let's see, corner kick potentially for Cameroon.
That was a good ball from Mbeumo. Good ball delivery.
So yes, it's going to be a corner kick for Cameroon in the 33rd minute. So we see more of the Cameroonian fans dancing to the rhythm in this. Brian Mbeumo is set to take it. This moment his mind will be completely off his club. Focus is on trying to bring glory to his nation. Mbeumo set to launch this in swinger from the right hand channel with his left foot. Cross comes through by the man. Cameroon have a chance for a return shot deflection. This could be that finish. No cause for deliberation, but what we have is celebration. One with no calibration, as Cameroon experience a feeling of liberation. And Samuel Eto'o celebrates. It was one that was always coming through, wasn't it? And Chamadu steps up to the occasion. Finds the back of the net beyond Ronwen Williams. It's South Africa 0, Cameroon 1. Well, the deflection came in and Williams thought he could go for it, only for it to fall perfectly for Chamadu, who just said, thank you very much, man. He picked the right spots and slotted that one in, Desire.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, that was an easy goal. Lucky guy. He was just at the right place at the right time. And I mean, poor goalkeeper William Dabo was a bit far away from him. He couldn't get to the ball before the player got to slot it in. I mean, kudos to Cameroon. Good ball delivery from Mbeumo from corner kick, and then the guy that was at the edge of the 18. I actually thought he was going to take it one time, but kudos to him. He controlled the ball and tried to place it against shooting it. And I mean, 1-0 to Cameroon. Good stuff. I think the game will only get more interesting now going forward.
Interesting stuff really for both South Africa and Cameroon, as there's a VAR check for this goal. Chamadu plays for Silk City, by the way. He's 22 years of age. He was just about to stoke some fire into the heart of South African hearts. There's an argument for whether he was offside or not when we had that initial shot, but I think the fact that the ball went off the foot of a South African player, deflected off the foot of a South African player towards the path of Chamadu, could be enough to kick aside any fear of offside.
But then again, there's a discussion around this kind of play that if it comes off a defending player, it can be ruled as offside if you're in an offside position when your player plays that ball. If it comes off a defending player, it can also be an offside. But if the pass if it's a deliberate pass, maybe a defending player wants to do a back pass to the goalkeeper and then the attacking player intercepts it in an offside position, then it's not an offside. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. The complexities around this thing sometimes, and you're getting fans wondering which one stands and which one doesn't stand.
But I think it's a goal. It's going to stand.
Yeah,
it's
the goal stands. And Chamadui.
It's a goal. He wasn't in an offside position. As at when his teammates kicked that ball, he wasn't in an offside position.
Incredible stuff, interesting stuff this one is. And Bafana have been stung by Chamadui in the 34th minute of this in Rabat. South Africa nil, Cameroon 1. Mudau with the ball for Bafana. Now they have to respond. And we spoke about it, Desire, when they were having those chances in the first 12-15 minutes of the game. And they were blasting their strikes over the bar.
Exactly.
Now they've been punished.
He actually said it that, I mean, they might get to suffer it at the end of the day. I mean, those chances are clear chances you should bury on a good day. But then, I guess the game just started. They were still running adrenaline and all of that. But I hope they don't get to suffer it.
Well, it just takes me back to these comments I read earlier from Becky Cicelo, who said that the South African starting 11 is not convincing. Wondering what you'll be saying now. Perhaps that just buttresses your point even more. Maybe you want to see one or two changes. You can let us know what changes you would like to see from the manager of South Africa, Hugo Broos, as the game progresses. Just about 6 minutes away or 7 minutes away from the 45th minute.
Yeah, talking about their lineup, I think they made about 4 changes from their previous, from their last group game. So I think about 4 or 5 games changes coming into this game. Perhaps that's what the person is making reference to. But so far they've actually, played very well in terms of possessing the ball and, getting to the opponent's goal area. But they just haven't been clinical enough to make it count.
That's been their greatest undoing so far. Bafana of South Africa. As Cameroon have a free kick launched into the penalty area of South Africa. Rowan Williams will save this one comfortably. And then we'll be keen to restart play shortly as South Africa have a player who's down, just trying to shake things off. Kofane. And play restarts. Mudau is fouled by Namasio. The referee may take out the card. No, he's nice enough. So allow South Africa to take the free kick to our police from Mudau. Team on all white, attacking from left to right. Can do more. Swinging the play all the way to that far left side. Kabini is over there. And it's a free kick for the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Chamadui, the goal scorer, fell to the top. I need to confirm if this is, in fact, I think it's a South African free kick, so there was an infringement spotted by the referee before Chamadui fell. Free kick for Bafana. Will be from that left-hand side of attack. Apolis set to take it with his right foot to launch it into the danger zone of Cameroon. As Bafana set for the level line in this before the half-time break. About to hit the 40th minute mark. Free kick taken by Apolis. And now South Africa will think of having a shot on goal, a deflection. Limits the attempt, and Ipasi was getting ready to do it for Cameroon to clear with his hand at least. Mokoena chasing the ball, felt like he was chasing shadows there, and a long clearance by Cameroon to Brand Buemo. Lovely pass by Buemo to the man who's walking half a success here in Kofane, the point man. He's forced backwards now towards that right hand channel. Cross now into the danger zone of South Africa, wide to the left side. And an attempt on goal was always rising. Try to calm down from Namasio, but out for a goal kick for South Africa in the 40th minute. Lovely one-touch play by Brand Buemo here.
Terrific. That's a good touch there.
That's how Star do, without any further ado. Like Desire Oparanozie during her playing days for Nigeria Super Falcons, and also the highest level in club football too. Mudau from the right hand side of defending for South Africa. That's a long something forward for them, but it's back to goalkeeper Ipasi of Cameroon. South Africa have a chance to restart play on this near side. Drift wide towards the far side. That's the left hand side of attack, but could come back again towards the right, where Mokoena is always there to help me string in the passes. Lau Foster has become a bit quiet compared to the man we saw in the first 15 minutes of the game. He's not been having that much breathing space anymore as he had earlier.
Yeah, they've closed down on him. Like I mentioned earlier, that the Cameroon defense need to be very wary of him, and I think after those first 15 minutes, they've really done well to keep him quiet.
Indeed. We'll have a chance to pick your calls at halftime. We also do have a poll. We're asking you something very simple. Which of these two sides will reach the quarterfinals? And hey, 94% of the vote has gone for South Africa and just 4% to Cameroon.
Wow. And now for Cameroon is have taken the lead.
Shocking, right?
Yeah.
And it's glaring that many of the personalities connected to the broadcast today are in favor of South Africa as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
The Cameroonians are keen to show you that they also should have a say as well.
But then again, football is a game of two halves. You know, Cameroon is leading in the first half. We can come back in the second half, and it will be a different ball game entirely. You know, so I mean that's the interesting part of football, and we'll be here to see it.
We're still here to see the final minutes of the first 45. At the moment, it's Cameroon who are fortified. I dare say their fans are satisfied, but it's going to be more that they'll be asking of themselves. The goalkeeper Ipasi launches forward. Mudau went for it, couldn't. And will it be a Cameroonian throwing or that for South Africa? Is it throwing for the indomitable Lions? Will be from the near side here. Aguda. It's a man who has been trying to make an impact since he came on for Yongwa. Corner kick for Cameroon. Are they asking to goal kick eventually?
Yeah,
I thought it was a corner kick for a bit.
I think the Cameroonian had the last touch on the ball.
I see.
But not in ICU.
They do Desire Oparanozie. You know these things.
You know when you're with the rhyme master, you got to know these things.
I could say in Pidgin right now that Desire, they bust my brain, but they give me my grain.
Oh my goodness.
It's lovely to see Cameroon coming forward again now from that right hand side of play. And it's been that kind of match at times. South Africa started the better of the two sides, but we've seen Cameroon grow into the fixture. A little one that they've gone on to take the lead too.
Yeah, it took them time, but they got into it eventually.
And they got in at the right time as we head into the halftime break in the coming minutes. We've seen some late goals in the first half of matches in this AFCON, so I'm sure that should be a galvanizing factor to South Africa to try and score one before the halftime break at least. Goalkeeper Ipasi of Cameroon. Long clearance by the shot stopper for the Central African nation. Evades everybody else and goes out for a throwing for Bafana on this right hand side of defending. Mudau will be taking it for them. Mudau will take his time. And he's going to have to decide who he wants to throw this ball to. He's taking too much time at this time. The Sundowns of South Africa man. Throwing has been taken eventually. Police wouldn't mind launching forward for his team. They'll switch play towards the left hand side. Bafana asking a few questions here. Atomo getting support from the fullback Kabini, whose overlapping run has been very, very eccentric from that left hand side. Mudau has his two from the right now. Deflected out for a corner kick for South Africa. Nagida has been walking his way from the flanks, going back, going forward. He's been everywhere, trying to make his presence count. Now he's a police still. Set for the corner kick for Bafana of South Africa. 3 minutes of added time we'll have before the end of the first half. And we're into the first of those 3 minutes. Could he be what leads to the leveler for Bafana? Corner kick is taken shot. Now there will be the cross coming in and goes to the far post. Ball still in play. Mokoena for South Africa. Drifting wide to that left side. Cameroon with all the bodies behind the ball. Police again tries to square through from that right hand side. Kicked out by, intercepted by Brian Buemo. So it's another corner kick for South Africa.
South Africa are really fighting their way back into the game, and it's really interesting and exciting to see how they are pushing every player and fighting for every ball, trying to make sure they level up before the halftime.
Indeed, and they'll have a cross again from that right hand side. It's a connecting header to it, but it was always going wide. Goalkeeper Ipasi will be grateful. And it's set to restart play for Cameroon, as we see again how that goal was scored and why VAR opted to allow the goal stand for Chamadui. Yeah, the man's celebration was like,
great goal, lucky guy.
Yeah.
Just at the right place at the right time.
Did a defender that was lucky enough to be, just like you said,
exactly
the right sport to put that on, and his composure too is something we should commend for a defender.
True.
Impressive stuff for Chamadui as he passes, set to take this goal kick for Cameroon. We're seeing more fans coming to the stands to watch this high-profile quarterfinals, one of the highest-profile quarterfinal pairings in this AFCON.
Round of 16.
Yeah, round of 16 pairings. Thank you so much. As they try to get to the quarterfinals. Brand Buemo. Yeah, he will run, get that ball, ask for a corner kick, and I think he will get it. No, it's a goal kick. So Buemo will have to let the ball fly to South Africa, who restart play very, very quickly. No time to waste at all for Bafana. Now Foster. Oh, couldn't get to that one. Couldn't send it to our police. Cameroon intercepted. Carlos Baleba. Strings of passes heading towards the final seconds of the first half. Keep your thoughts pouring in. We're vivxsports. Please subscribe to our channel. We are all about promoting everything good around African sports, football and every other sport for that matter. And so when we do have live action, we come here for the watch along to describe to you and for you what's unfolding in these sporting events as we're doing for AFCON 2025. We'll do same too for the Women's Africa Cup of Nations later this year in March, the World Cup that will come through later, as well as every other high-profile football match and sporting competition. So please just click on that subscribe button and be part of the community that is propelling and promoting the best of sports from this continent of ours. vivxsports. It's halftime officially though in Rabat. South Africa started the bright out of the two sides. Salah Foster knocking on that door a few times and troubling goalkeeper Ipasi. At least that's what he thought. But many times that those attempts came the way of the 1996 African champions. It was blasted over the goalpost of Ipasi. When Cameroon had the opportunity though in the 32nd minute, Chamadui stepped up and converted. And that's the difference between the two sides at this moment. Halftime in Rabat, it is Cameroon who leads South Africa by 1-0, with the second half coming through in just about 15 minutes time or so. So it's Chuma Nnoli in here alongside Desire Oparanozie. And I don't know if that fulfills your heart desire, the halftime score.
Well, I mean, for me personally, there are no desires.
Okay.
We just want to see good football, and so far we've seen what they were able to do. It's a close contest, and kudos to Cameroon. They are a 1-goal up, and South Africa also. They are not giving up. We saw towards the final minutes of the first half, they were pushing really hard and even doing some high pressings and all of that. So that's to show you, I know what to expect coming into the second half. I know South Africa are going to most likely throw in everything they've got at Cameroon. And it will be really interesting to see a second half that all of us will enjoy. But at the end of the day, whoever comes out on top will take it.
Incredible stuff, really. These sides have met each other 9 times holistically. This is only their second meeting in the AFCON. South Africa won the first one in 1996, but holistically, this is the 9th time they are meeting, and of course, there's a huge desire to succeed. We would have the number on your screen. We do have that on your screen right now, so please feel free to call us. It would be nice to hear from our brothers from South Africa. You guys are an amazing bunch. Incredibly beautiful people, very intelligent people from a fantastic nation as well too. had the pleasure to enjoy the beauty of Johannesburg in August 2023. You guys were very welcoming to me at that time. So feel free to call in. South Africans would like to hear from you. Same with Cameroonian brothers who share boundary with Nigeria through the Bakassi route. You can dial the number on your screen, +234 813 6197 658. So that's +234 813 6197 658. Feel free to call in and have your say, and also drop your comments on the comment section if you can. I was very impressed having to read those earlier thoughts of yours. I would like to read more of them as we progress. Myself and Desire Oparanozie in here. Desire, are you going to tweak anything for the two sides? Which departments do you think may need tweaking based on what you saw in the first half?
Well, I think for the Cameroon side, I think they need to be more creative. In the middle going forward. We need to see some of those pocket passes. South Africa, they were doing that earlier in the game, some of those pocket passes in the final third. But then after some time, we were not seeing them. They started, pumping in the ball, aerial balls and all of that. But both teams are playing some sort of like a similar kind of football, loading it all up in the air and all of that. So I want to see a change in that. They should bring in some creativity in the middle, and let's see some of those pocket passes, and let's have strikers run in front and as well as behind the defense.
Incredible stuff, really. And again, the thing, which is for me a privilege that we have here at vivxsports, is the opportunity to have people like you who have played the game at the highest level, who understand the pressure that comes with. Because it's like, even for me in my job as a media person, right? You could be that guy who's good at holding the microphone where there are just two people. Or when they now take you to a place where there are 10,000 people watching you, it gives you a different feel entirely. Yeah. You go hold that microphone, fear upon the catch, and say, if I talk rubbish now, they stole me for this place. So for it's a different ball game for those of us who perhaps are playing football with friends on the street, and those of you who had to play professionally and also play in front of tens of thousands of fans. It just puts the extra pressure on you as a footballer. It's beyond your ability to play. It's also your composure to absorb the pressure and still find a way to go find the treasure, as the case is. And so far, Cameroon are the ones who have the treasure. That one goal they got courtesy of Chuma is the difference between the two sides. And South Africa will be craving for their quest to fight back in the second half. We're going for a very short break. When we return from the short break, we'll be preparing your mind for the second half. Also looking at what the two teams have on their bench, and if there are players that can come in for Bafana and help them in this quest of theirs to get the level. A reminder, they got to the semi-final stage of AFCON 2023, actually winning bronze eventually. Cameroon, on the other hand, were knocked out in this stage of the competition in the hands of Nigeria. So, will it be Cameroon again, eliminated in the round of 16? Or would it now be South Africa experiencing what the indomitable Lions experienced 2 years ago? We'll find out more about this one and so much more around AFCON 2025. After this short break, please stay with us.
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosted to win it. There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
In Rabat, where it is South Africa, the team keen to fight back. 9 times these two sides have met in the past holistically in football around the continent. It's been 3 wins for South Africa, just 1 win for Cameroon, and that came in 1992, and there's been 5 draws. So this could be only the 2nd victory for the indomitable Lions of Cameroon over South Africa if they can hold on to this 1-0 advantage or even better it. My name is Chuma Nnoli, in the company of a Nigerian football legend and lady who stood heads and shoulders alongside some of the greatest African women's footballers of all time. Top scorer in different Women's Africa Cup of Nations competitions, and a woman who's won the title multiple times with Nigeria too. That's the very best on the continent in the women's game. The one and only Desire Oparanozie in the mix. And we've had a bit of an insight into her thought process, understanding how these things work at this stage of continental competitions. Tell me a bit about your experience in Morocco when you were there last year for the AFCON.
Well, it's a different experience, you know. This time I was there as a color commentator, unlike, you know, over the years I was there as a player, being on the field playing, and now I'm on the sidelines, on the stands rather, you know, trying to analyze the game and all of that. It's a different experience, but very an exciting experience as well, because that's a stage where you get to, you know, bring in your experience as well, with every experience you've, you know, banked over the years. You need to analyze the game's tactical aspect of it, and as well as technical aspect, and also players' behavior on the field as well as the coaches. So it's a whole lot of things, but I had fun doing it. It was quite enjoyable, and you know, you get to you know, try to dictate how a player should play the ball, being for the mere fact that you've played it, you've been there before, and then if a player is supposed to place the ball, and then the player chooses to shoot where he or she is supposed to play. So you know, now with your wealth of knowledge, you have to try and explain how it ought to be done and all of that. So it was really exciting and a different experience doing it, and it was fun while at it.
Fantastic. How are the countries? So you tell me a bit about what you made of the countries while you're moving around. But I want to read a few comments here from the great guys and ladies who are joining the broadcast at this time. So nice to have you connected to this one. At Tandian Kosi 7997 says, guys, what's the score? Well, it's Cameroon leading South Africa by a goal to nothing. Chamadui scoring that goal just around the 32nd minute of the game. And of course, this one from Nemanji Mendes says, as South Africans, we were visiting in Morocco. Not too sure what that is though, but thank you for sharing your thoughts. All right, nice to have you join us. This is Hlalefo Moja. Pardon me for not pronouncing certain of the names right, but we love you guys so much. All right, you just give us the South African flag, like it's South Africa for life, for life, for life. Let's see what comes out of the second half around that side of yours. And of course, that whole poll that we had for you asking between these two nations who will reach the quarterfinals. 96% of you went for South Africa, just 4% went for Cameroon. Next 45 minutes to decide and define which of these realities will come to the fore at the end of the fixture. Could even go into extra time or penalty kicks, who knows, as this progresses. Let's look at what the players have, or what the teams have on their bench, getting ready for the second half, as to what requirements could be for the respective managers in this. We do have a few names for Cameroon. Frank Magri is one who we know can come through to improve their quality. Eta Eyong is another player too who they can bank upon to perhaps think of scoring goals for them. And for South Africa, looking at that bench of theirs, Evidence Makboka or Makpopa is one who I know that we have seen show his attacking abilities in the past, and Evidence Desha. So if they want him, they can go for Makpoka, who's on that bench for them. So these are a few of the players that the respective coaches can think of bringing on board to tweak things for their sides in that quest for ultimate victory, because at this stage of competitions there's no room for mistakes. You either go through or you go out. That's going to be a hard reality for any of these sides, Desire, whether it's South Africa or Cameroon, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's the thing about a tournament of this caliber.
Yeah.
You know, when you play, teams will rather, you know, when they qualify from group stage, they would rather stay all the way to the semi-final at least. But then after having some teams that didn't qualify, you know, leave after the group stages, and then you get to play in the round of 16, and then you're the next to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the teams will be like, what was the point? We would have left from the group stage, you know. So it's very disheartening. It's heartbreaking to see teams leave in the round of 16. But then again, I think it's where you have to want it more if you're to, you know, continue to stay in the tournament and all of that. So, like I said, South Africa, if they are to stay back, they have to throw everything they've got in this game and make sure they get through to the next round, which is the quarterfinal. I mean, they finished third at the last edition, so I think it's only fair that they get through to at least to the semi-finals, you know. But let's see what happens in the second half.
Our second half is not too far away from now, and for Cameroon, on the other hand, a place in the quarterfinals will be an improvement from the last AFCON. So these two sides are battling for different things. South Africa, just like Desire mentioned, will think perhaps the minimum should be at least the semi-finals. For Cameroon, a quarter-final berth would have been an improvement from the last competition. It is for the two sides to battle for that fourth quarter-final slot in AFCON 2025. They're back on the pitch now. It's Cameroon with the green top on the red shorts and the yellow socks. Centre referee restarts proceedings. Now it's going to be the indomitable Lions playing from left to right, and Bafana of South Africa attacking from right to left with the all-white outfits for South Africa. The Bafana team have been beaten once. I'm sure that twice they'll be shy. I wouldn't mind having to say hi here as Brand Boemo tries to get to the ball, but wasn't successful. And we haven't really seen the two managers keen to make changes like that. Take away the one that we saw with Yongwa being taken off for Nagida. That was just because of some precautionary reasons around Yongwa, who was acting like he was this. Cameroon coming forward from that left-hand channel. 1v1 run when Williams went past the goalkeeper, but his back line would have defended well enough at that time of asking. Some great stuff by Mbokazi. What an attacking move that was for Carlos Baleba and Cameroon. Was it a no-look pass, I think?
Yeah. And this was what I spoke about earlier about those, you know, pocket passes and having the forward players run either behind or in front of the defending players. And this is a typical example of what I meant earlier. Good move from Cameroon.
Very impressive move, truly. Desire Oparanozie as they have a corner kick. Cameroon will be an in-swinger from that left-hand side. And it's easily tamed by South Africa, who have done quite a great job on that one. It was interesting to see that Cameroon want to come through with another cross.
Whoa.
Well, this one has also crossed the line too.
Whoa.
The indomitable Lions with Kofane and decimating Bafana in Rabat. Well, the moment of magic has come through. They have doubled their lead. They can dream of the quarterfinals already. South Africa 0, Cameroon 2.
What a goal. I didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. Barely 2 minutes into the first half. What a goal that was. Perfect header. Amazing stuff.
Well, the second half just kicked off, like Desire mentioned a few minutes ago, and here Cameroon, lovely cross from that left-hand channel. And the man was there saying, thank you very much, I like my time under the sun. Or he was under the floodlights. And they are flooding South Africa with goals in this one. Cameroon. Kofane adding his to what we got from Chuma earlier in the first half. It's Cameroon who are dreaming of the last 8 already. My, oh my. Central African nation are trying to be in the center of proceedings for AFCON 2025.
That's a very good offensive header from Kofane.
And the CAF president is not smiling.
No, he's not.
He's neutral though.
Well, whatever it is.
Cameroon now have a bit of a cushioning effect. South Africa have to respond. Kabine of South Africa trying to help out, throwing for the indomitable Lions who are just about 9 years ago had Hugo Bruce leading them to win the AFCON title in 2017. Now he's the boss of South Africa, and it's Cameroon who, with a new manager, are pushing themselves to success. Coach David Pagui has gone back to his seat, a bit calm. Misplaced pass by Cameroon. Well, this is Lara Foster, drifts towards his right, and that may have been the mistake if he would have thought of taking with his weaker left foot. Could have been better.
Exactly. And then sometimes one thing we don't realize as strikers that our weaker foot can actually do the magic. Seriously.
Coming from you, who knows these things.
Yes, I've had a couple of times where I scored some pretty beautiful goals with my weaker foot, and
nice.
It was amazing.
So more like just give it a try sometimes,
exactly.
Right?
Imagine if he had taken that ball to his weaker foot, that defender would be out of reach of that ball.
But he always wanted to take it towards his right, and it looks like Cameroonians knew what he was about to do.
Exactly.
And he stopped beating his tracks. But that has just shown a bit of vulnerability from Cameroon, because it was a misplaced back pass that gave South Africa that chance.
Yes, exactly. So that's why you need to, some of these unforced errors, once the opposing team gets it, they need to capitalize on it and make it count. And most especially when you're 2 goals down, you should make it count.
South Africa don't have too much more time. They have to start making these counts if they want their goals to face a discount. Just make the chances count in that quest to cut the deficit. Do you think that Brand Buemo has not yet turned on the stars, and Cameroon have scored twice already? What now happens if the Manchester United guy is allowed to have his way on this stuff? Well, this is incredibly interesting how things are unfolding right before our eyes as we keep enjoying more of your thoughts and keep them pouring in if you can. 51 minutes played officially. South Africa nil, Cameroon 2. Round of 16 fixture number 4 in AFCON 2025 for a place in the quarterfinals. Lovely control for South Africa on this near side. That's the left hand side of attack for them, and surely anybody needs to help them to get chances. Ratomo has to try that. It's a throwing though for Cameroon. The man who scored their first goal, Chuma will be taking this one. He has to clean the ball first already for a long throw.
Yeah, because I think it's drizzling, so the surface is wet.
Brand Buemo has the ball now. 2 men around him. We'll have to let it slide to South Africa for their throwing. So on this near side, the left hand side of attack for South Africa, and it was Mbokazi who was going to take that. Chance for some turning. Cameroon will not allow that happen. Bafana though, spreading the play from left towards the right hand side. Well, you have to expect surely the presence of all of these great guys. Mudau will be searching for the ball, but decides to allow his teammates to have it. Mudau should have it now. The Sundowns man. They have to take their time in the quest to go beyond this defensive block of Cameroon, as all the players for the Indomitable Lions are now behind the ball. It's like we're getting to that time where Cameroon will want to defend for their lives, Trot.
Well, it's still too early for that. Right. But then again, in modern football these days, coaches will rather, when they are not any team when they are not in possession of the ball, the coach would rather have all the players, defend from behind the ball rather than having one or two players being in front of the ball and all of that. So I think that's what we've seen so far.
Yeah, while you talk about what we've seen, we just see that cross again from that left-hand channel, and how South Africa had defenders around, but no single player was able to stop Kofane from getting connection with the head, and he just caught goalkeeper Ronwen Williams flat-footed. So the ball went into that far corner to give Cameroon a chance to double the advantage, which is what they're enjoying now. Throwing for Bafana of South Africa. Well, Foster is asking for the ball, just asking a few questions of his teammates and the referee as well. Throwing will be taken quickly for South Africa. And Brian Buemo will get the ball now because it's a Cameroon free kick this time around. Throwing. And he will launch it to his teammates set to take this one. As Hugo Bruce is just standing watching this while the rain drizzles. So while South Africa and Cameroon are experiencing having to play football under the rain, it's Cameroon who are ready to reign in this terrain. So they have the 2-0 advantage at this time. So interesting switch of play towards the left-hand channel. And that's where Negida has been playing these days. The man who certainly came through to take the place of Yongwa. But you have Mudao getting the ball for South Africa. Quick throwing for them, taken by the Sundowns man. Mokoena always around to support you. Rabat, the CT hosting this one. South Africa nil, Cameroon 2. Well, for these two nations, it's not just about dreaming of getting to the quarterfinals. It's also the thought process of who are they likely to meet in that stage of the competition. Just to mention that to you, that the winner of this game will go on to face Morocco in the quarterfinals. And these sides are in the same half of the draw with Nigeria's Super Eagles. So if both nations in Nigeria or in Morocco or in Cameroon or South Africa get all the way to the semi-finals, then it means there will potentially be a Nigeria-Cameroon semi-finals or a Nigeria-South Africa semi-finals or a Nigeria-Morocco semi-finals if the Super Eagles were also to get to that stage of the competition. But these are all conjectures as far as the real game is concerned. Only Morocco in this half of the draw are already in the quarterfinals. So Buemo will try to mark, and South Africa who will take their time to pass around again, as they've done more often than not. But it's not counted for anything. Goalkeeper Ipasi will escort the ball out for a goal kick for Cameroon in the 56th minute. Kabini is trying, but it's not working yet for him, the South African. You also can try to please subscribe to our channel. Please click on that subscribe button. vivxsports, it's what we are all about. And we're here to bring to you action from AFCON 2025. Also going to be here with all of the action from WAFCON 2026. That's the Women's Africa Cup of Nations and the World Cup later this year. And any other high-profile sporting events, we have you covered. You can always enjoy the watch along with us, so please subscribe to our channel. You can turn on your notifications too to catch up with everything that we have for you. Also, we are on Instagram at vivxsports on Instagram. Thank you very much. So, rain falling, but Cameroon are not changing their quest and dream and desire of getting that quarterfinal berth in this competition. Baleba, through ball for them towards the left. Mudao returns in time to stop Nagida from getting to it. Back to his goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. Long ball by Williams towards the halfway stage of the pitch. Can feel the composure around Cameroon. Now they bring it to the goalkeeper, Ipasi. Quick clearance by Ipasi. It's an argument for a handball by Mudao. The referee says play on. Cameroon still have the ball in play. Now they will come from this left-hand channel, the Cameroonians. Mudao messes things up here. Could be a chance for a 1v1 shot. Deflection forced towards the path of Brian Buemo. Buemo drifts towards his left. Doesn't have enough space for a shot. The man is forced wide to the right-hand side. Cameroon though still holding on to possession. And it looks like all of that is counted for nothing. Out for a goal kick now for South Africa.
I think that was a very poor decision from Kofani. I mean, Bueno was open to the right side, and I mean that he should have given Bueno that ball instead of deciding to go for goal himself. That was a very, selfish and unintelligent play from him. Perhaps that would have been the third goal for Cameroon.
It means that chance South Africa want to cut the deficit now, but cross from the right hand side, not taken full advantage of by Bafana. Cameroon say thank you very much, and now they will come. Nuhutolo has been very good in that midfield stroke defensive block for them. But Mudau gets play again for South Africa. This game is opening up more than what we saw earlier. It's becoming a bit of end-to-end stuff in this.
I think poor decision making will most likely cost Cameroonians this game, because I mean, a couple of times they've really made some bad decisions, and it's not really encouraging to see.
Well, you think that South Africa now have to start making the right decisions themselves too when they have the possession as they did now, but they've lost it to Brian Mbeumo of Cameroon. Mbeumo on the near side here. As the ball slide to a teammate to get it back again, the Manchester United man. Joined United from Brentford for over £60 million. Cameroonian. The referee will be forced to take out a yellow card again in this game. That's coming in the 59th minute to this man.
With the rain, playing conditions will be more difficult. Yeah.
CBC.
CBC.
He was guilty of that foul. CBC acting as an impediment to the movement of Ebong and giving Cameroon that chance for the free kick. As we saw again, like you mentioned, the attempt that Cameroon had earlier that should have been a better option from Kofane to Mbeumo, but he himself wanted to score his second goal, Kofane, for himself. And South Africa had bodies on the line to stop that one from getting to Ronwen Williams. His opposite number, Ipasi of Cameroon, has launched the ball forward. Evades everybody else out for a throwing for South Africa in the half of Bafana. Go wide again towards that far side. Gazema. Mudau has been playing more like a wing back in this. With those three men in defense, and the midfield being choked up even further. I think the earlier South Africa cut the deficit, the better for their chance of getting anything out of this game, Desire.
Definitely. And the sooner they do that, the better, and let's see, they're actually pushing very hard, but Cameroon have actually stood their ground fighting for every ball and making sure they cut them off from getting to their goal line.
Well, it is a police now. And again, Cameroon have caught that attempt shot with bodies on the line. Forced towards Mudau though. Mudau to our police again. Namaso is marking him. A police now. Quite slick with his running and his movement sometimes. The man on jersey number 7 for South Africa. Now there will be a cross from Mokoena from that right hand side. Cameroon will head out. But Bafana are not done. The momentum is building for them from this left hand channel. Another cross. Cameroon will rebuff one more time. And there should be a bit of respite. Surely there should be.
So this is good. Cameroon is defending really very well. When they don't have the ball, everybody is falling behind the ball to make sure, they play very compact defensively, and that have really troubled South Africa having to, break the Cameroon defense.
Really has. See, even Brian Mbeumo, everybody's behind the ball at this stage. Interesting. There's been 8 shots on goal by South Africa, 7 for Cameroon, as Cameroonians have gone on to score 2 goals from their attempts. And it's the team on all wide, South Africa, who will spread it wide towards this left-hand channel, where there's the presence of one of those players craving for an impact in this game. But how about having Mokoena and Apolis? And Mudau from this right-hand side. Mudau, there's a connection, saved by Ipasi. That was as point blank as it comes. And Cameroon have just escaped unscathed. South Africa though, still with the possession. Drifting wide towards this left-hand channel now. Cross from that territory. Headed out for what should be a corner kick, or is that throwing to Bafana?
Wow, what a save that was. I thought that was going in. Nice save from a passy.
Just watching the cross again, Desire Oparanozie. There was a flick on, or maybe not, by Mudao. And he gave Lyle Foster, it was his hand actually.
Like a handball,
so I think
yes.
the goal would not have stood even if they had scored, because you know he used his hand to control the ball, Lyle Foster.
It was a clear handball.
Indeed, and he just fell towards the path of that guy, Ratomo, and it was his attempt that was saved by goalkeeper Ipasi. Now Makpopa is about to come in with Modiba too. Here first two substitutions that Hugo Bruce will be effecting in this game. They had to wait until the 63rd minute for that to happen. So Makpopa has come on, and it's a chance for Modiba to also have an impact too. Modiba coming in for Kabini, and we will see Makpopa coming in for our police. Police has tried with some of those runs from that right hand side, but
he has.
sadly for him it didn't pay off eventually. So the man on jersey number 7 is out of the starting 11.
Jersey number 7 out of starting 11.
Desire Oparanozie and myself just enjoying this game really. It's a good share, Desire. 1 goal in the first half, 1 goal in the second half so far too.
Yes, I mean, who would have thought? I mean, and considering when that second goal came in the second half, barely 2 minutes into the second half, and I think that would most likely, demoralize the South Africans. They didn't see that coming. They wouldn't have expected it, but then it happened. But it was a good goal, by the way. Good header, very good offensive header, and balls like that can easily beat the goalkeeper because it hits the ground.
But I thought for a bit that it didn't really make sense what Bambuemo did, but he was right, man. He was surely right with what he was doing, trying to bring in Kofane, and goalkeeper Ronwen Williams had to come out of his penalty area like a sweeper keeper to try and act as an impediment to that attacking move from Cameroon, and Buemo just trying to come to life for his nation in the quest to score a 3rd goal, which I think surely, based on what I and Desire Oparanozie have seen here, will be a final killer to the ambitions of South Africa.
Definitely, and it looks like they may most likely get it.
Whoa. Mofo Keng of South Africa just gets the ball, gives it to Chamadui. They want the urgency from Cameroon. They want the play to restart immediately. I wouldn't blame South Africa because they know that they're going to get anything out of this game. The earlier they scored a goal to cut the deficit, the better for those chances of theirs. So far, Cameroon have been astute in defending, passing themselves out of trouble. The referee will spot an infringement, free kick for Indomitable Lions, and the referee is in the mood now to be giving out the yellow cards.
Well, that's a good move from Cameroon, by the way. They managed that little space to get out of play and transition, which was very good.
I don't know, they brought this man in to help them score goals and support the attack, Modiba, but he comes in and the first thing he gets is a yellow card for South Africa, that is. Modiba, now waiting coach sending you that?
He took one for the team.
Yeah, he really had to stop whatever attacking moves Cameroon were thinking of conjuring, which is something the Indomitable Lions have not given up on here. Have the ball on that far side. There'll be a cross from that territory. So high on Buemo to the middle door, gets his head to it, and Buemo for a goal kick. Ronwen Williams will be taking that for South Africa. So 66 minutes played so far. South Africa 0, Cameroon 2. And it is the team with the all-white outfit attacking from right to left who are trailing, while the men on the green top and the red shirt playing from left to right in Cameroon are enjoying the cushion effect in this fixture. Ronwen Williams ushers his teammates to go forward and then launches a long ball into the half of the Indomitable Lions. Makopa is trying to make an impact already since he came off the bench, throwing for South Africa in this one. Taken all the way back. Makazi playing his part in that back three. 67 minutes played. South Africa 0, Cameroon 2. vivxsports bringing to you all the action. So we export the best of African sports to everyone who should be tapping into the massive growth and opportunities and beauty that our sport offers on this continental of ours. Keep your comments pouring in if you can. Just let me know if you think South Africa can still fight back. If you're South African, please let us know, do you think they can fight back? As the question pops up, can South Africa turn this around in the second half? So far, 62% of your votes say yes, it's possible. 38% say no. There's no chance for a comeback for South Africa. How about dropping your comments too? I'd love to read those comments of yours shortly. It's Bafana, get ready for a free kick. This can be a direct one. It can also be an indirect free kick too. Goalkeeper Ipasi just setting up his wall in the 68th minute. Well, we have seen beautiful bicycle kick goals in this tournament, but not too many free kick goals. So how about Mokoena creating some bit of inspiration for his nation here? Staring at the goalpost. He's also looking at that wall to Mokoena.
I think he's going to go direct with his positioning.
Right. Sweating profusely. Maybe it's a mixed blend of sweat and the rain, just maybe.
Yes, I was going to say that.
There's water all around. So the referee's trying to be sure everybody's set for this free kick. Mark Gopa is the new player, one of those trying to help South Africa do better. Mokoena is just smiling a bit with some subtle smile on his face. Well, like you guys, can you just wrap things up so I can take this free kick already?
It's taking too much time.
Let's see what he does with this one. Everybody has left the ball for him. It's him and just him. Mokoena. Yeah. What can he do with this? South Africa need redemption. They needed Eli Mokoena beyond the wall. We're writing some brilliant save from goalkeeper Ipasi. That was a wonderful free kick.
Great save from Ipasi. And he's done really well standing in between the sticks. This is why I told you, Onana won't be missed. And he's proven that so far. But great free kick from
Mokoena. Brilliant stuff, yeah. Massive free kick, Mokoena. And they have a corner kick now, South Africa. Chamadui and Baleba speaking to the center referee. This game looks like it does have a bit more drama to offer us as we head into the final 20 minutes of regulation time. Obiana swing out across this corner kick. It's in. Cameroon defend, albeit momentarily. And it was Atomo who took that one. Mbeumo now coming forward for Cameroon. Mbeumo running towards that left-hand channel. Mbeumo lays the pass through. This could be the third one. Runway Williams with the save. What a quick counter-attacking move that was from Cameroon. We're just watching that again. Desire and Mbeumo took his time and waited. Found Ayum. But there was always going to be when Williams showing why he was the best goalkeeper in AFCON 2023.
Yeah, that's a brilliant move from Mbeumo. He picked up that ball all the way from his own half and, drove it all the way to South Africa's offensive area. Yeah. And that final pass was great and great save from Williams. Good thing he came out to make sure that ball doesn't go in. It would have been three goals up by now. But then, great counter-attacking move from Cameroon.
Fantastic stuff. And just watching again, that free kick by Mokoena went past the wall. He was going to get the bottom left corner of the passes goalpost. And he passed in the water. Olamide had to first of all go down low to make that save. 10 crosses for South Africa in this one, 5 for Cameroon. But this is where I'm sure Cameroonian fans will say something like that we say in Nigeria, who crosses the ep, knowing that it's Cameroon who lead by 2-0. The referee comes through with another yellow card. As I always ask this question, this yellow card always looks like it's lemon green to me, so I don't know why lemon green card is called yellow card. Oh my. Enjoying this one, aren't we? AFCON 2025 for the first time ever. It's the Continental Championship happening in December into January. It's a change. It's the only permanent thing in life. Free kick for Cameroon by Mbeumo. is in the mix on this one. Indomitable Lions will have a chance for the ball to be crossed through from that left-hand side. But a deflection by Lyle Foster, who's had to come all the way back to help South Africa in defending. Stop Tefane from doing anything with that one.
It would be interesting if South Africa can pull one back. I mean,
give us some frenetic end to the game. Yeah.
I want to see, that excitement.
I am really keen on seeing that excitement.
Adrenaline,
On the other hand, it looks like it's Cameroon who wants to score a third goal with that corner kick that has come through. South Africa will head out. And 17 more minutes of regulation time to come. Keep your comments pouring in if you can on the comment section on YouTube. On our live stream, I'll be going back to that platform to read your thoughts in the coming minutes. Cameroon, if you're from Cameroon, will winning the AFCON pacify you for your country's absence from the World Cup? Because you can complain about South Africa's heartbreak here, but they still have the World Cup to play in June.
Yeah, of course. But then, will they win the World Cup? Well, it's possible. Very possible. And for Cameroon winning the AFCON, it will be a consolation prize for missing out in the World Cup. So, as well as Nigeria as well. So.
Two powerhouses of African football who will not be on the grandest of stages in the beautiful game globally, despite the continent having 9 automatic slots now that could even be 10 if the DR Congo get one through that intercontinental playoffs route. Nuhutolo, captain of Cameroon, defending and protecting his territory from that left-hand side of defense. Throwing for Bafana. Mudao is always going to be there to take that very quickly. And Lyle Foster is being caught a frustrated figure now. He's been isolated at times, the Burnley man for South Africa.
Yeah, he's been. And then sometimes when the ball is not within his reach, if he's to chase the ball, he's struggled with his pace. And
South Africa may not struggle with his chance to score. That's why Desire kept quiet for a bit. She thought that they could give us something to scream and cheer about.
Yeah, so like I was saying, he's struggled with his pace, and the Cameroonian defenders, they've really done very well, outpacing him in making sure they get to the balls, before him. And he's really struggled. If the ball is not within his legs, there's barely anything he can do.
So Mbule has come in for Mofo Keng for South Africa. Another change. Hugo Bruce knows that this may bruise his ego if he loses to his former side. 2017 he won with Cameroon. 2026 in AFCON 2025 it may just be Cameroon knocking out his South Africa, which is what's happening as we speak now, with just about 15 more minutes of regulation time. Interesting stuff. Ball square through. Ipasi was lucky enough there was no player for Bafana to get connection to that, but I always thought that ball was out before the cross came in.
I think
and the referee thinks same too, so it's a goal kick for Cameroon. This will be.
It wasn't.
Are you serious?
The whole of the ball. It looks like the whole of the ball haven't crossed the line yet.
Interesting.
But then again, referees are humans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have two eyes just like the rest of us. These days still they have the extra effect of VAR too, but that's only called upon when it's a decision that could
crucial
alter
moments.
the entire game. So it's now or never for South Africa. They have to start in the quest to fight back. The first start will be to at least try to cut the deficit. Oh my, we're having some crazy tussle here. Ayom, Brand Buemo, all of them battling one South African man who's done a great job. And bringing their goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. Buemo is chasing Williams. Mudao, that's the thing about this man. His composure level is fantastic. Sundown's player, the right full back for Bafana. Now they will try to work their way through the center in defense. Cameroonian player just slipped. I think that's the thing about the rain,
Yeah.
But the referee will say play on. They're going to come back to him later. South Africa though, who are coming forward from that right hand side again. Mudao. Oh, perhaps should have crossed, but he thought otherwise and wanted to square the ball through. And we still have the Cameroonian player down. I think he's back on his feet now. Yeah, we can't see anybody again. Yeah, and I'm sure South Africa will be like, if you say you won't waste time, it's not the man, that's somebody else who's down now. Could he be time wasting tactics? What do you think?
Well,
okay. And the referee's telling them.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, it could be, but then again, I think it was the same guy that slipped, and it's a wet surface, and sometimes when you slip that like that, you can strain your muscle or any part of your body. I hope it's nothing serious. I hope. Perhaps maybe he wants to waste some time. He's leading.
Yeah. And so having a teammate just helping him stretch his foot. It's not what we local parlance call muscle pull, but we know that the footballers have even more of a terminology for that. Samuel Eto'o is watching with the blackface cap like myself too. One of the greatest, if not the greatest African footballer of all time. In the eyes of some people, he's waving. Yeah, you can see himself on the screen, so he's like, I know who I be, I just agree to Nasha. And the focus is on Samuel Eto'o face. How he will wish that Cameroon win an AFCON under his leadership as FA president.
Yeah, it would be nice, really, and kudos to him also for what he's done with the federation so far. He's big on players' welfare, and they are the biggest beneficiaries, and as it should be. Players are the principal actors of all this whole football stuff, and football is a big spectrum, right? Yes, But then the heart of it are the players, and the players need to be taken care of, and that's one thing Samuel Eto'o have done since coming on board, and it's really worked well for him.
Kemen comes in for Namaso, one of the changes for Cameroon. They've done a couple actually, so they try to run the clock down, knowing there's just 11 more minutes of regulation time to come. South Africa still trailing by 2-0. This may just be the most convincing win for any side in the round of 16, knowing how close things were for both Senegal, Mali, and Morocco earlier today.
Exactly.
So,
and who would have thought? We actually thought this would be
neck on neck.
Exactly.
My oh my. How we always look forward to these kind of high-profile matches to sell the best of African football to the world. And this, to be fair, has not been a bad advertisement for the game on our continent. It's been quite a decent game. South Africa. The biggest challenge has been just having to dissect through and decimate that Cameroonian backline. So goalkeeper Rowan Williams gets the ball. They're trying to attract the Cameroonians to come their way, but it's not working so far.
It's not.
Cameroon, though, we'll say thank you very much and get this ball. Brian Buemo, he's with it from that left-hand side. 12 shots by South Africa. 9 for Cameroon. Cameroon could get shot number 10 here. And this is a strike that was always going wide.
That should have been on target. But then again, look at Buemo. He's had a great game, although during the beginning of game, first half, he was silent for some time, but the moment he started playing this Cameroonian team, you could see what they were able to do. And so far he's had an amazing game. I'm sure he's had 100% pass record in this game. I've not seen any pass where he didn't make contact with his teammates. He's had a great game, great runs in terms of counter and all of that. So, whoa.
Really, the guy moved down.
What a miss. South Africa cannot be playing like this.
It's a defender, Mudao. I think he thought that Forster was going to get to the ball before him, until when Forster missed the chance to connect with that cross from the left-hand side for South Africa. By the time he fell towards the path of Mudao, doesn't look like he was ready 100%, and that chance has evaporated again for South Africa. Sad stuff for them for sure.
Well, very sad, very sad. Like I said, if they need to come back into this game, they need to make moments like this count, and so far they've not really impressed on that regard.
So they are not trailing 2-0 for want of trying, but their problem has been the absence of clinicality with the opportunities they've had, South Africa. Oh, ball is back to the goalkeeper, Ronwen Williams. Only 2 goals he's considered. You cannot blame him for any, or would you, Desire?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. Most especially that second one. I mean, that header can. I mean, it will beat any goalkeeper. It will.
Referee now has to run to Lyle Foster to caution him that he's complaining too much, and the Burnley striker gets a yellow card. He thought, and he has a point. He said he was being dragged back by the Cameroonian substitute, but he still, with his drive and ferocity, kept pushing on. I think that's what he was complaining about to the referee. When the referee's like, "Guy, you're not the captain. It's only captains that should talk to me and not you." The new law around the game. Oh, I see why. No, this is very unserious. Come on, Lyle Foster. He was basically pushing down the hand of the assistant referee. He needs to keep his emotions in check, as Moremi.
I think frustration
is on for CBC. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Truly.
He needs to keep his emotions in check, like you said.
Oh, he's tried. He has, Lyle Foster. He's also been the shining light for his country, but it's not clicked for him and Bafana up until the 83rd minute in this. We have seen dramatic finishes in football matches. Could we see something close to that in this? The signs seem to be suggesting that this is going to be an easy wrap-up for Cameroon. But South Africa, no. Trying to leave on a high, this one. Can feel the desperation for the Bafana team. Solid. Frustration is setting in all over the place. Just looking at the men on the pitch for South Africa and asking genuine questions to see what the challenge is with the referee's decisions. Throwing for Cameroon on the near side. Maloney will have it. Che Maloney from the right hand side of defending. Long one taken by Maloney into South African territory. The Bafana will regain possession again. For all of the attacking intentions, Cameroon are responding the right way. Mokoena tries to cross through, deflected out. Corner kick for South Africa in the 84th minute. Now it wouldn't be out of place for Cameroon to retreat full time and defend for their lives, Desire.
Yeah, it wouldn't be. I mean, 5 more minutes to full time, and I mean, it wouldn't be out of place if they pack the bus like usually describe it. But then they've done really well defending so far.
So Mokoena now take that corner kick as an in-swinger, and Cameroon have defended again. Modao tries to get to it, but the Cameroonians want to hit their eyeballs on a fast break. Well, a foul was committed in the process. Baleba just trying to slow things down. South Africa take the free kick very quickly. Third best team in AFCON 2023, beating DR Congo in the bronze medal game. Now they may not even have the privilege of getting to the quarterfinals of this competition, except they do have a turnaround of momentous proportion, I should say. It's more like a miracle of momentous proportion. It may start now for Bafana. Lyle Foster helping out. Modao also coming through to Cameroon, who clear out one more time.
Yeah, so it's still those final touches for South Africa. They haven't been able to connect those passes, and that's where they are struggling so far.
Ball square through. Cameroon rebuff. They're clapping, exchanging handshakes every time they clear now. The Cameroonians, you wouldn't blame them. They can see the quarterfinals is not too far away from them anymore.
Of course, they need to, motivate each other, ginger each other to keep going till the very last minute, and that's one of many ways you can actually, motivate your teammate.
Truly, Carlos Baleba is down again. It's not the first time we see him do this in the second half.
I mean, he's given literally everything, and but I think they're going to sub him out now. He's done a very good job in that middle.
Speaking about the middle, just watching again how South Africa were trying to go through the middle of that Cameroonian back line, but the indomitable Lions were up to the task.
Yeah, they are defending in their numbers, keeping it compact and making it very difficult for South Africa to actually make a headway.
I always see that Lady D Baleba gets a yellow card from the referee. I think the referee believes that he's been wasting time, kind of.
Yeah, I think because the stretcher came on and he wouldn't get on it, so that's a questionable offence.
I think that he knows what he was doing, really, perhaps. Yeah. So 87 minutes. South Africa 0, Cameroon 2. Moremi takes the throwing for Bafana on the near side here. That's the left hand side of attack. He brought in Mokoena. Mokoena has the ball again. We now go towards that left territory. Now there'll be a cross from there. Goalkeeper Ipasi is beaten finally.
Okay.
And the substitutes, Mark Gopa, net for South Africa. The fight back is on. It's 1-2.
Okay.
We're just about to have a frantic finish in defending for Cameroon, a frenetic end to this one.
Oh, that's an easy tap in. Good
Oops.
goal. Good goal. Wow. That's an easy tap in. And Pesa have no chance. He didn't stand any chance in saving that ball. Good goal for South Africa. Perhaps a consolation goal. Perhaps this will lead them, into coming back into this game. So we will see.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see how this last 2 minutes will turn out. Plus, I don't know, plus added time, maybe 3-5 minutes added time.
Potentially 4-5 with all of those delays at certain times in the game too.
So let's see how this plays out now.
So Mark Kuba in the 88th minute with that goal to cut the deficit for South Africa. We saw drama in the Tunisia-Mali game, or didn't we? Could just be another reality here tonight as well too. South Africa now have the impetus, have the confidence, have the effrontery, have the temerity to come forward. And that's what they're trying to do. Going towards that right-hand side. Cameroon now are being jittery. Brand Buemo comes through to help in defending, throwing forward Bafana. Mayo, we're about to hit the 89th minute of this. And South Africa will see Cameroon try to defend. Boyomo and Soko are about to come on for the indomitable Lions.
So throwing in more defender for striker.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the right move.
And Kofane is being pushed away by the South Africans. Come on. So Soko comes in for Kofane. So they try to lock shop, as you love to say in this part of the world. And another change coming through surely for the indomitable Lions. This is heading towards the end. Are we going to see late drama? Or would it be South African fans being forced to, at full time, speak a bit of grammar? It will be goalkeeper Ronwen Williams out of his penalty area. Boyomo came in for Baleba. Long ball headed out by Cameroon. Lyle Foster, his shot. Body's on the line. Mudau, his attempts to Cameroon putting players in there to act as an impediment to those chances for South Africa. Brand Buemo defending to, throwing for Bafana. Coming through from that right hand side of attack. Mudau will take it very quickly. 5 minutes of added time we'll have. 5 more minutes for South Africa to do the unthinkable as to fighting back in this one. Ronwen Williams with the ball around the centre circle area. The goalkeeper for Bafana. Ipasi comes out. Couldn't get to the ball. It's out for a corner kick for South Africa. Whoa. Magopa, the man again, troubling this Cameroonian defense.
Whoa. The Cameroonians, their hearts will stop beating for a bit right there. I mean, the goalkeeper, if you're coming out, you need to be sure you're getting to that ball, and you can't come all the way to that, almost to the 18 line, and you don't make contact with that ball. That's a very poor goalkeeping right there.
The good thing for Ipasi is that the final touch of the ball came off the head of Mark Gopa, and he went off target, so it turned out to be a goal kick for Cameroon and not a corner kick for South Africa. It's back again to Ronwen Williams, and every time Williams gets the ball, he tells his South African teammates, just go forward.
Yeah, that's what's left of the game at this time now. So, everybody, they need to push numbers up front and then, get as many players as they can into the...
Another long ball again. Ipasi comes out. He's out of his penalty area. Cameroon have a lifeline as the referee spots an infringement. And what's happening? These long balls are becoming a handful for the Cameroonian shortstopper Ipasi.
But Ipasi need to deal with this up balls, these aerial duels, he needs to deal. Okay, I think there is an infringement for him right there, but then he needs to decisively deal with it. You know, punch it, hard punch away, and all of that.
We always expected this game to be close. As much as 2-0 was the cushion effect for Cameroon, now we're feeling that reality of a close battle involving two former African champions.
Exactly. Imagine if South Africa had pulled one back sooner than when they did. I'm sure. I'm not sure what would have been happening by now, but then again, it's football.
It is indeed football, this one. And we're heading towards the very end of this fixture. We're into the third of 5 minutes of added time, and the referee will run all the way to Pasi, I think, to caution him. And what exactly are you doing? What's happening here? We have a South African player who has an injury concern. He's limping. He'll have to limp out of the pitch, sadly, for him. Just watching that, that's Ngezana. And the play will now start. Yeah, Ngezana, he's desperate to go back on the pitch immediately for South Africa. Goalkeeper Pasi coming on that. Not attack, he almost messed things up with Pasi. What exactly has he done? Oh, he's been able to clear the ball out here. The shot stopper for Cameroon. Nervy moments this one is for the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. It's going to be boosting the confidence level of South Africa at this time.
Now if Pasi
will make you miss Onana, right?
Oh my goodness.
Long ball for South Africa again into that penalty area. Rebuffed by Cameroon. Frantic defending from the indomitable Lions. Frenetic finish to this game. Another cross. Makoba, he's the man in the mix there. Mudau also in there, but Cameroon will head out one more time. And the referee would give a free kick to South Africa. Mokoena is breathing heavily. What a game he's had, Mokoena, for South Africa tonight.
What if
South
Africa equalizes? Look at that again.
He ran out by this. He wanted to clear the ball, and he's lucky that, because you would have thought that if Lyle knew he was going to make a mistake, that would have caught up with him immediately.
Exactly.
Wow. So free kick for South Africa. Taken as a long ball, this one, to no one in particular. Just to avoid taking a risk, Cameroon have head that one out. Was it out for a corner kick before the clearance? I think it was. So yeah, Moremi set to take this. Referee's telling him calm down, just hold on first. Could there be an argument for something else? No. Okay, the referee has given that as a throwing and not a corner kick. Throw taken by Moremi. Went to the final seconds of this game. It's now or never for South Africa. Cross from that left hand side. Goes to the near post. Cameroon puts it out. Corner kick for Bafana. The end is near now. Corner kick set to be taken. Cameroon hoping not to be forsaken. Heading out. Bafana. One last throw of the dice. The clearance from the indomitable Lions gives them a bit of respite. Rowan Williams comes out of his penalty area towards the halfway stage of the pitch. Launches the ball forward. Cameroon again. In local parlance, we love to say something like anywhere Bele face, and it is over. Samuel Eto'o can take off his face cap and say, thank you, Father. Cameroon have gone a step further in AFCON 2025. Well, a goal in each half. Chuma scoring, and also the brilliance of their striker coming to the fore in the second half. As much as South Africa tried to cut the deficit with the substitute Magopa, it wasn't enough for the fight back, and Cameroon have, for the second time only in the history of meetings against Bafana, gotten a victory over this side, and only their first win in 2 meetings in the AFCON. It's full time in Rabat. South Africa 1, Cameroon 2. The indomitable Lions are into the quarterfinals of AFCON 2025, and Bafana would have to say bye-bye at this time.
Well, it's rather unfortunate that Bafana will have to leave the tournament at this time, but then they are both two giants of African football, regardless of, I mean, none of them should leave at this stage, you know, but it's unfortunate they get to play at this stage. A winner must emerge, and then Cameroon, luckily for Cameroon, they got the better of South Africa, but then it's a good game entirely. South Africa gave a very good account of themselves. They played their hearts out. They brought the game to Cameroon, and Cameroon handled it very well. They defended quite well, and imagine if South Africa had, you know, converted those 2 goals earlier, I'm sure they probably would have been the ones, you know, smiling at the end of it. So, but then it's a good game altogether. They gave a very good account of themselves. It was a good fight. Kudos to Cameroon. Congratulations to them getting into the quarterfinal, and perhaps South Africa will have to, you know, console themselves for the mere fact that they are going to the World Cup to represent Africa. And I mean, well done, and it was a good game. Congratulations to Cameroon.
Well, 24 teams started AFCON 2025, but we're now down. We're now down to just 12 teams, 4 in the quarterfinals. Mali, Senegal, Morocco, Cameroon. And looking forward to seeing 4 more round of 16 pairings, providing 4 more teams in the quarterfinals. And we can see the movement. It's Mali to face Senegal in the quarterfinals, and now we'll be expecting Cameroon to play against Morocco. Interesting pairings those will be. 2 from West Africa, and then the other one from Central Africa, and the other one from North Africa.
Cameroon against Morocco, I think it's going to be a cracker. I mean, Cameroon will most likely throw everything at Morocco. Morocco, they are the favorites to win. They're on their home soil. The crowd will be for them, and perhaps a little, you know, politics on the side of officiating. I mean, for the home team. I mean, those kind of things happen. So Cameroon will have to, you know, give it everything. But then it will also be a very interesting game to see.
Indeed, and you can feel the heartbreak from the side who won bronze in the last AFCON. They thought they would have gone for that more so, looking at their ever-improving CV, qualifying for the World Cup for the first time in just about 15 years or so, since after they hosted in 2010, only to be eliminated in the round of 16 stage of AFCON 2025. Your summation of this game, Desire Oparanozie, as to Cameroon's performance, and what chances you think Cameroon could have against the host Morocco in the quarterfinals?
But the thing about football, they stand a very good chance. The thing about football is, regardless of how, sometimes when you know, you're playing against all odds, you still get to come out on top. It's about what you give on the field, you know. So if Cameroon will play their hearts out, fight for every ball, you know, bring their A game, I think they will stand a very good chance at winning against Morocco. So it's all about, you saw what Tanzanians did.
Pushing Morocco to the limit, man.
Exactly. So I think Cameroon can even, you know, do better and you know, rattle them right in their backyard. So they stand a very good chance. They should just, you know, play their hearts out and fight for every ball, and then we'll see who takes the day at the end of the day.
Well, the AFCON is taking shape now, isn't it? Let's just share with you what the setup looks like at this time. Well, this is some hard work already done by some high-profile teams, and the quest to move forward now will be for even more in the days to come. Tomorrow will be the turn of Nigeria's Super Eagles to stay have a date with Mozambique in the quest to reach the last 8 stage of the AFCON for a second consecutive edition of the competition. And in fact, the pairings in the knockout rounds, like we mentioned, being sorted now. On the 9th of January, there will be Mali versus Senegal in Tangier. And also on that same day, Cameroon will be up against Morocco in Rabat at the Abdallah Stadium in another quarterfinal match. While we await what happens between some top sides, Egypt versus Benin Republic, Cote d'Ivoire against Burkina Faso in the other half of the draw with Mali and Senegal, and then Algeria, DR Congo alongside Nigeria versus Mozambique, the guys in the same half with Cameroon and Morocco for this AFCON experience. So Big stuff to come. Desire, before we leave here, surely to get your thoughts. By the way, you can still call in. Number is on your screen. I'd love to get your thoughts. I know that there are friends from South Africa who would have been frustrated with these results, but if you're from Cameroon or even Nigeria watching this broadcast right now, we'd love to get your thoughts. Desire, tomorrow it's going to be Nigeria's turn against Mozambique. Do you think we can get to the peak?
Yeah, I think so. And but like I said, no football match is the same. No two football games are the same. Judging from what we've seen the Super Eagles do during the group stage, I think against Mozambique it's going to be a walk in the park. But then again, we can't totally say that because I mean, Mozambique, they are in the AFCON, they are equally a good side, no disrespect to any team, they're equally a good side. And I like the fact that winning games now, it's no longer a walk in the park. Every team have to, work their ass out to walk away with that 3 points. But seeing what Nigeria have done during the group stage, I think they can actually, come out on top against Mozambique.
Big stuff, really. That one will be tomorrow night by 8 p.m. our time. We'll be here at vivxsports to bring to you all the excitement around our coverage. So don't miss it if you can. Will be some tantalizing, dramatic, exciting, and pulsating fixture to see when the time comes. Just watching again those goals for Cameroon, Chuma having the ball fall towards his path at the right place at the right time in the 34th minute. And then there was always going to be that second goal for the Cameroonians. Well, the end was some exciting end. South Africa cutting the deficit. And Cameroon holding on to win by 2-1. Thank you so much for joining us today. Please click on that subscribe button if you can. And turn on your notification so when we come through tomorrow for all the fun, you wouldn't miss out on it for anything in the world, because we have all the big names around the place, like our legend star and a legend of Nigerian women's football, and a big name, certainly a legend of the women's game on the African continent, Desire Oparanozie, sharing her thoughts on what we have seen today, and of course expectation to be high for tomorrow. Desire, thank you so much. I enjoyed doing this with you, and cheers to more of such.
It's always a pleasure doing this with you. Thank you. It's
thank you as I do it.
Signing out.
Indeed, my name is Chuma, Nnoli. Have yourselves a blessed evening. Keep following vivxsports on Instagram at vivxsports. Shout out to my guy Emmanuel Etugudo for ensuring that he's giving us the right mixes as our vision mixer and otherwise. God bless you, bro. We'll see you guys tomorrow when we come through for the Nigeria game against Mozambique. Till then, be good, stay safe, and enjoy the very best of 2026. Good night.
Goal! 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the Squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable Lions, the Stallions, the Zebras, the Leopards, or the defending champions, the Elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco! 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the elephants in the room?
Well, whatever you are, it's time to rep your nation, make the loudest noise, and dirty your December with the best of football that the African continent has got to offer. No go carry last though.
Who will be crowned champions? The Ivory Coast defending their title, runners-up in the Super Eagles, or Morocco hosting to win it? There's only one place to be, one continent to focus on, and one sport to stick with.
Are you ready for this? Rabat, Casablanca, Marrakech, Fes, Tangier, and Agadir. 6 cities all ready for this continental fiesta. Do not be left out.
It's time for Africa. It's time for business. It's time for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. Get ready to yalla!
Morocco, 52 matches, 24 nations, 9 stadiums, 6 cities, 1 continent, 1 title, 1 goal. The undisputed champion of Africa. Wake up, Africa!
2025 African Cup of Nations is here, and it's time to yalla. What is your favorite animal? The Super Eagles, the Carthage Eagles, the Teranga Lions, the Chipolopolos, the Foxes, or the squirrels?
Or are you for the Bafana, the Pharaohs, the indomitable lions, the stallions, the zebras, the leopards, or the defending champions, the